just ticked over 3:30 in the afternoon. The cows are waiting here patiently to get on and have their maize and PK for their afternoon tea. And then they will be going to their paddock tonight, but it's actually a deferred grazing paddock. So I thought today I'd well, let you know my thoughts on it. And did it work? Will I do it again? And I'll just show you what it looks like. So we'll let these on and then we'll go and have a look, because we also made a new purchase yesterday, so I'll show you what it is. Back up, back up. So I've been wanting one of these for a while now, but we were gonna leave it this season. We were a bit unsure whether we should go and buy a brand new one and leave it till next season, or get a second-hand one. So in the end we went and bought second-hand, because we couldn't warrant paying $6.5 grand when you can buy one for just over $2 grand, and it's still just as good. So this is what we got: new motorbike. So my old one was sort of failing big time, it kept breaking down. And that's Dad's one there, so that's a 2008 CTX 200, and this is just exactly the same, except it's a 2015, so it's got a black fuel tank and a few bits on it are black. Well, that's what we were told anyway. So yeah, it's a lot newer. It will do the job. They're pretty good bikes, they're pretty reliable, but yeah, we just in the end we thought we found a good one on Trade Me, like our local buy and sell platform in New Zealand, and it was sort of, I think we paid $2,300 for it, so it was a pretty good price. And we didn't need new. I didn't need new, so I think Dad's actually going to take this one, and I might have his old one, but I'm not too worried. Anything's better than what I had. I did have a 125, so yeah, better now. Electric start instead of kick start, so yeah, pretty happy. The beekeepers have been back out today, and they've all got big boxes on them now. When they bought them out the other day, they only had little thin ones, which I presume had queens in them, and then they sit them on top of these bigger boxes. I'm no beekeeper, but seems to be what they might have done. Yeah, but certainly a hive of activity going on anyway. There's a lot of bees flying around, which is good. So what do you think? Pretty green and lush, eh? So this is one of the deferred paddocks that I did. I will chuck a tag up if I can figure out how to do it, but it should be up the top there, and you can go back and have a look what I mean by deferred grazing for a little bit more in depth. But basically the concept is just to reseed the paddock itself on a sort of a low string budget. It doesn't really cost you anything, but yeah, these are the results. So I'm real happy with it. There's just, the grass is just so thick. There are a couple of weeds. That's a real bad weed, chickweed, so I need to spray that. That just smothers the ground, but there are a few weeds. The cows will eat some of them, but you get into areas like this, which are mostly over the paddock, and it's just so thick, full of lush grass. So I think it definitely has sort of shaded out some of the weeds too, but I'm real happy with it. So, and you get big patches of clover too. They're sort of scattered like here. So I definitely think it worked, but the big question is, will I try it again? The answer, yes, I probably will try it again next year. I probably won't do 6 hectares like I did this year, or 6.5. I might cut that back to sort of 3 maybe. But I will go and show you that paddock over there. We'll go and have a look, because that paddock was similar to these, and I'll show you what yeah, the difference is between them now, because it is yeah, it's pretty amazing. I think it's pretty amazing. So I'm just in the other paddock now, and this paddock pretty much looked exactly the same as that one did, but it doesn't now. I'll show you. But yeah, just real barren. See, like this you get big areas, there's not much ryegrass around, lots of clover, so that'll come back. Here's another prime example, and this was undersowed last summer, so look at this. See, just real patchy, real patchy. You get good areas sort of through here. So this is probably the worst paddock I have now. Yeah, I just think it can perform a lot better than what it is, and it's probably in the spotlight or the main contender for next year. So I think it's about 1.5 hectares in here. It'll be a good paddock to do. It's nice and handy to the shed up there. All I'd have to do is I want to put a new trough at that end of the paddock, so I just have to run a water line. It's probably only 80 meters, so it wouldn't take much. And yeah, it'd be easy to strip feed though, because it's nice and skinny. And then I'll just pick one other paddock and that'd probably do it. But I know it is a little bit early yet to tell whether it works, or if that sort of new grass has got the persistency to stick around in the future. But then again, it's got just that high seed drop rate. So if it's anywhere above that 50 kilos to the hectare seed drop, it could be up near 80, probably not 100, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to know for a couple of years anyway, but go check on the cows. They're probably done and they can come in here. Come on, Ed. Come on, girls. Come on. Come on, Ed. Here they come. We'll see if they remember where to go. They usually walk along that fence line and straight up there, but they haven't been in there for a couple of months, so where are you going, girl? But this is where they were a couple of nights ago, so it's pretty much the same as up there. Maybe not as much clover, but still real happy with it. It's still thick as. There are thistles down here too, so I'll have to top this one as well. We'll spray it. I'm not sure yet. I might speak to someone and see what they recommend. No, you got to go to the top. You're going to turn left. There we go. These ones will figure it out, and then we'll go. There we go. They're onto it. Pretty happy and content in here. You gotta love that. I see it every night, but it never gets old. I still love it. I might be rambling on about grass, but for us it's a little bit more than that. These cows, it's their staple diet. So they're on grass 365 days of the year. They're outside for all of that too. And for us, the better the quality grass is, and the more we can produce, the more we can turn that into milk, which goes in the vat, which makes us more efficient dairy farmers. So it's pretty important to me, and it's nice when you see results like this. But what do you guys think? How do you reckon it's gone? I'm pretty happy with the results, so drop me a comment and tell me what you think.